So, I got two things going on this Toyota. There's a drain on the battery. If you leave the battery terminals hooked up, a lot of times that can be something like a dash light or a trunk light, door light stuck on. And the radiator's busted. It's got a hole, crack in the top of it. And I might could fix that busted radiator with some JB weld. See that crack right there? But it's not my car, it's someone else's, and I think probably it'd be better since I'm working on someone else's car if I fixed it right rather than rigged it up. So I'm gonna knock it out of gear so I can roll it back and forth, and makes it easier. I took the battery cable loose. All else fails, I can put her a disconnect on the battery. That way she can pull the battery, disconnect the battery when she parks it. One way of kind of dealing with it. But the other thing I thought I'd do is when I get ready, I'll hook the battery up and I'll pull the fuses one at a time. If you put a test light between the hot wire and the hot terminal and it lights up, it means you got power moving through it. If I pull out the fuses till that light goes out, and I'll know roughly about where it's at. So this is all going to be metric. Looks like I'm going to need some bolts to get this out, and I'm guessing, I think there's a drain plug. I was trying to look at some radiator pictures online. Looks like the drain plug might be on that side. So what I'm going to want to do is get the front end up in the air, just so I can get up under there and drain any fluid out of that radiator that's in it. And in order to do that, you need to find a jacking point. On these new cars, sometimes they don't have a lot of metal, and if you want to jack one up, a lot of times you need to look at putting a jack on, because you might be jacking on a piece of plastic or a piece of tin or something like that don't have enough metal to support the weight of the car. So before I do anything like that, I'll go up under it. I think I had a flashlight on me this morning, but I don't see it. Maybe I can just use my phone. These old phones are handy, buddy. Not only can you make a movie and a video with one, but got a built-in Wi-Fi. So you can flip that off and flip this over. And oh, look at there. Blinded you, didn't I? All right, so plastic up under the wheel. Usually, this makes me think of Anthony. He's HO Motorsports. I used to call him Home Motorsports, but HO stood for HO Railroad. When he was a young fella, he used to, see, there's a hard spot right there. I can get a jack on. When he was a young fella, he used to mess around with those little HO slot cars. So anyway, his name's Anthony. He is a hot guy. I don't want to say that right. A cool guy. We've got some massive mechanical skills, and I think he worked in a Toyota dealership at one point. So he's the one that took a Rambler station wagon and a Rambler two-door and cut the two of them apart and made a two-door station wagon out of all the pieces. Y'all ever get a chance, y'all go check him out. He's worth watching. He's all the time doing racing mopeds, and his boy's got a hot rod Rambler. He's a Rambler guy. Rambling man. He's a Rambler guy. Anyway, so it looks like there's a place to put a jack over there. Got a jack over here. So let's just welder out here. Let's put it in the way. That way way I can get around up under. Oh, ain't even looking at me. Y'all are looking at the underside of the car. But not a can. You get to stare at the other side of the car. Forget. Anyway. I can get this on that point. I want to get the jack on it. Here, so I'm gonna have to. Move what I'm laying on. I don't think I'm gonna need to be under this very long, just long enough to get that plug out. Find it located. Almost in the middle of the car there. What I might do is pick it up, put the front tire up on something, put a jack up under a jack stand or something. Oh, joy. I probably ought to go in and watch a YouTube video too, because I'm sure somebody's probably swapped out one of these radiators and knows more about what I'm doing than I know. The nice thing about YouTube is you can get a lot of help on there. Let's take a look. Let's see now. Jack stands. Kind of like this one. Get some metal to sit that on under there. I don't think this is a Harbor Take. I got some Harbor Freight jack stands, and there was a time when they were saying some of them wasn't safe. I don't know which one it was. So. But I think that's the one here. That's already jacked up on your back. Fire! Well, that'll let me get this jack out of the way. I can see over here. And now I'm going to need my phone again for the flashlight. I should have gone on YouTube, but I'm already under here now. So well, let's see what we can see. Get that flashlight back on. There it is. Okay. Okay. Now, I can't see nothing. This is plastic here. I bet it's under there. What I might do, I'm gonna go watch me a YouTube video before I do anything else. There's probably some piece of plastic you have to take off, but I was wondering if I could just, I don't even know if there's any fluid in that or not. I think there could be, because she said they broke it by closing the hood down and they had something up here that poked that radiator. What I could do, I'll go watch YouTube first, but what I could do is take these two fans out, and then I'll be able to see down in there. See, down in there. Get these two fans, and these are going to have to come off there anywhere to get that off. So I'm going to set y'all aside. I'll go ahead and watch a quick video on that. I might eat me I don't know, some sort of lunch thing, and I'll come back. So I went inside, and the first video I pulled up had this young lady on there with pink fingernails, and she had like a 30-minute video, which I can't usually watch because I don't have that much attention spanage. But right immediately, she went straight to the very first thing you'd need to do, which is to drain the fluid out. Pretty girl with pink fingernails, I say that. So she showed immediately where the drain plug was, and of course I know it's just one of them butterfly things. You turn it and it comes out. So I want to thank her for putting such a cool video up. It told me everything I needed to know pretty much to do this. So at this point I'm going to go eat something, and I'm thinking it's going to be oysters, or it's going to be what's that canned fish I like? What is it? Anyway,
I'm gonna eat me some fish or some oysters or something out of a can. Because Honey Baby ain't here, and I can sneak around out here in the garage and eat some while she ain't around to catch me. I always like it when a woman does a video about how to do stuff, because women do a better job of explaining things. You know, like if you watch a guy do it, he'll cuss, and I have to cut all that out if I'm recording it. And then he'll say things like, oh, you kick that blankety blank thing over here and you smack it with a wrench, and you know, they didn't make them like they used to, and they just goes all off and shit, or, you know, not, that's the way I am. If you think about it, it's just like exactly the way I am. But when a woman does something, she's like, you loosen this, you take that off, you do this. It's like, oh, it's so good, you know. By the way, I'm noticing my airplane in the background. I think you can see it up there. That's the one that Rusty Acres gave me. I was communicating with him this morning. He's talking about getting a knee replaced. I asked him if he's going to have surgery, and he didn't want to talk about it. He don't even talk about no surgery, but it ain't going to fix itself. That's all I'm going to say about that. But me and him was talking about that old Ford tractor that he gave me, that I gave Bobby, you know, and we talking about, he's sending up some parts, and I might make a contribution, buy a few parts myself for it. But anyway, that's beside the point. I'm going to hush up, and I'm going to go get me a can of sardines. I might let y'all have the pleasure of watching me eat, because sometimes y'all are willing to do that. I can't imagine why, but you know, there's some strange people out in the YouTube world. You just never know. You just never know what someone's going to be willing to put up with. That's what all of my ex-wives told me. Okay?